Hey everybody, this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, aka Vulcan Wolverine 2. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I think what I'm going to do before I get started, so nobody's in chat yet, so I'm going to play a song that I really like. It's from a movie. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Legend. Yeah, probably so. Tom Cruise is in it. Hey, Bob Dobbs, how you doing? So I'm gonna play this song. It's called "Is Your Love Strong Enough?" I don't know about the copyright. I may get a warning or whatever. But just kind of wait. How you doing, man? How you doing, Rye? Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Good. Yeah. It's almost like this stuff. We learn so much and we research so much. It gets a little bit overwhelming. Hey, the Drunk Ninja. How you doing, man? So guys, I'm gonna play this song before I get started because I got something pretty important. It's inspirational. Um, I'm gonna do a Sunday night video that's more inspiration than information about the directed energy weapons or the torture. And I feel like it's really appropriate for what we go through because I think a lot of us were like, we ask God for a sign, right? Like, what do you want me to do, God? This is so hard. And the other day, God put a sign right in my path. So I'm gonna kind of, I want to share it with you guys. So yeah, well, I think enough people are here already. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna play that song. Um, yeah, I'll go ahead and play the song real quick. And then I'll still talk to you guys in chat while it's playing. I'll play it kind of low, just so a couple more people can come in. I went to Walmart today. I went to a Walmart that I don't usually go to, in the middle of my city, and I almost lost hope in humanity. It was terrifying. I guess I won't go into that, but see, Lisa says, when you go to the doctor in Miami, could you please ask if he removes? Yeah. Okay, wait, let me read it. Let me read the total thing. So Lisa asked, when you go to the doctor in Miami, could you please ask if he removes implants? That's going to be question number one for him, is if he can scan for them and take them out, or he might know a doctor that can, right? He might know another doctor who can do the scanning and then take them out. I was, somebody left a comment on one of my other videos because I'm questioning, like, I think I really, like, I'm almost 100% that I have a non-consensual implant in my ear or my sinus or my jaw or teeth or whatever. And somebody left a comment. They said, well, they don't even need implants. They don't need non-consensual implants to do this stuff, which is right. There's the Morgellon stuff, which is the nanotechnology. Then they can use your unique brainwave signature. So they passed up non-consensual implants, right? But how the military-industrial complex works is they use redundant systems, and they're not going to just stop doing non-consensual implants. They're going to keep doing that also, but they don't need it, right? It's a backup system. It's a backup system, and they can really make your targeting intense with the non-consensual implants. So I think that if we get image form and then we get them taken out, it would reduce our targeting. It would reduce it by 60, 70%, would reduce the intensity of it. So it's really, really important. But I see, I'm not sure who left that comment. I agree with them. That you don't have to have non-consensual implants for this stuff to work, but I don't think they've done away with it. Just because it's an older technology, I think they keep it going along with all the new stuff. They use redundant systems and backup systems and things like that. Bob Dobbs says he doesn't remove implants. I know someone who went to him. It's more of a physical style medical examination. Okay. Yeah, he's seen a lot of targeted individuals. I just want to go myself so I can just make a video saying this is what we talked about. This is what he offered me. So then you guys can make a decision if you want to go and see him, right? You know, and anybody who doesn't know who we're talking about, it's Dr. Michael Hoffer. Dr. Michael Hoffer. The Drunken Ninja says, I don't think they need implants anymore. That's old technology. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, the Drunken Ninja. It's older technology. There's newer stuff, newer nanotechnology in our unique brainwave signature, but they haven't stopped. They still do non-consensual implants. They keep that going along with all the other newer stuff. They didn't say, okay, well, now we have nanotechnology. We can use somebody's unique brainwave signature, so we're just going to do away with non-consensually implanting people. They said, we're going to keep non-consensually implanting people because it's a backup system. If those other things kind of fail, they can use your non-consensual implant to send pulses and microwaves through your nervous system. And it also intensifies it. It makes sure that they're getting a very, very strong signal to your brain and your nervous system, right? So I hope I'm explaining that right. I'm sure of it. I'm sure that they have not stopped non-consensually implanting people. They've maybe made the non-consensual implants smaller, but because it's an older technology, they've kept going with it. They got the newer technologies too, but it's called redundant systems. The military-industrial complex uses redundant systems. It's not gonna stop using one thing and move to this and just, oh, we're not gonna use that anymore. They're gonna use that too, with all the newer technologies. And like, I'm really, really sure of that. Like, very, very sure of that. But there probably are a lot of targeted individuals without non-consensual implants. You know. Hey, PA man, how you doing, brother? PA says, I need to get a lot of work done too. It's horrible. Yeah, this is a nightmare. This is definitely a nightmare. It's definitely a war. I'm getting so much relief from my defenses. Like today, I slept last night without my grounding, and then I had to run errands today, so I couldn't really ground myself today.
Your provider made a phone plan. It would keep him connected.
And I started feeling really, really tired. Just like my whole body felt tired. I felt hot. You know, I was wearing the noise canceling hearing aids, but I went ahead and I put my grounding on, and I just started feeling a lot more energy, like in my whole body. I felt like it was just reducing everything. It was reducing external hits. It was reducing, you know, the remote manipulation to my vestibular system. It was just reducing everything. I really recommend the grounding, guys. Go to earthing.com. They have tons of stuff. They have stuff that you don't even have to plug into a grounding outlet in your house. Grounding is so important because the conductivity of our skin, it affects external microwave hits, like the directed energy weapon hits, say if my attackers hit me in the groin, or the arm, or the chest. And it also affects conductivity when they're doing these electromagnetic fields around the head that are conducting along the skin into the vestibular system and the eyes and the ears. It's gonna ground you so that voltage can't catch hold to your skin. They'll still target you, but the intensity is reduced. The intensity is just so reduced. The Drunken Ninja says, I think with the Tesla BrainLink and their current mind control tech, they will be able to make people slaves of the government. Yeah, I'm very, very concerned about it. I mean, I think we all are, but it's like, you know, when people start accepting the consumer technology and accepting the medical technology and you notice with Neuralink, it's behind the ear, right? Notice how it's right behind the ear, and it's those little fibers to the brain. And why do they put it behind the ear? Because that's the vestibular system. It hooks in because the vestibular system, the ear, the nerves that run through the ear to the brain is a pathway to the brain, right? I agree with you, the Drunken Ninja. And you know, I just want to mention it real quick, guys. Go and watch Dana Ashley. She has a new video out, and it's so weird because she's really smart. She's really smart, so she doesn't say certain words that are going to be censored. And every time she says it, she censors herself so that the algorithms can't pick up that audible word she's saying, and then it puts the word up on the screen. But she talked to this guy who worked on Morgellons. And they talk about how everybody has, you know, nanotechnology in their systems. They also talk about how pretty much everybody has this stuff in their system, and then these groups, like I'm not sure which groups, like DARPA, probably DARPA and some people, you know, connected to the DoD, they run these and they run these what's it called, simulations. They run simulations so that they can kind of see who's going to be trouble, you know, for the top of the pyramid, for the evil people at the top of the pyramid. Really, really concerning, but it's really important information. So Dana Ashley, D-A-N-A, and then Ashley, she said the video might get taken down, but it was like from 2 days ago. I don't remember what it was called, but she's really awesome. I kind of think she's being targeted. I'm not sure. She looks like she's kind of, you know, maybe struggling with her health a little bit. Still looks great. She still looks great, but it does kind of seem like she's putting out a lot of really important information, a lot of great spiritual information, and a lot of great technical information. It seems like she could be being targeted. Maybe not know the extent of it. I don't know. Lion in the Lamb says, Lisa Marie, I took a TI friend for an MRI, and there it looked like there was an implant in her head right where they hit her continually. They called it an artifact. Yeah. Yeah, and I found there was an artifact in my sinus when I went to the ear, eye, nose, and throat doctor. It was like a kind of a shadow in the sinus, but they said, oh, that's just, we don't know what that is. It's just, yeah, it's just an artifact. That's what they say. Well, let me get started, guys. And hey, Jared, man, how you doing? Jared Ritter says, yes, everyone should watch Dana Ashley. Last video was awesome. Jared, could you put a link to that, man? Could you put a link in the chat? Because I forgot what it's called. Let me get started, guys. Okay, so whenever God kind of puts a sign in my path, I definitely want to pass it along to y'all. And so I'm going to read this because the other day I went to my mail room. I think it was like maybe 2 days ago. In this book, there's like this little section in the mail room where people will leave books and stuff that you know, anybody in the condo can take. So this is Joel Osteen, An Abundant Life: 8 Ways to Invite Blessings into Your World. And I picked it up. I was like, oh man, that looks cool. It's like a huge book, and you know, I like Joel Osteen. I really like his sermons. You can look up stuff on like how to get through hard times, you know, miracles from God. So I got this and I opened it up. Like I was just opening up and looking through it. And there was something so appropriate to our situation. It's this little article here in the book. I'm just going to start reading it, but it's about God targeting us. And I thought, wow, that is just, it's amazing. It's just amazing because, you know, we're being targeted by directed energy weapons. It follows us around. It's motion compensating, targeting our brain and our nervous system 24 hours a day. And then they can do the V2K and they can hit our body. So let me read this because a lot of it is just like, whoa, it was like God was giving me a wink. You know, he was saying, look, I'm targeting you also. I know how horrible this is, and I know all the pain that we go through, but God's targeting us also. He's going to put good, it's like a balance, right? God is targeting us with very good things, especially because of how bad this is. So let me start reading it, guys. The military has what's called a heat-seeking missile. They program a target into the computer and fire the missile off, which can travel thousands of miles. The intended target can be flying in the air, zigzagging here and there, trying to lose it, but it doesn't have a chance. That heat-seeking missile follows it everywhere it goes. It eventually overtakes it and accomplishes its purpose. In the same way, when you keep God in first place, just like that heat-seeking missile finding a target, God will send blessings that chase you down, favor that overtakes you. Out of nowhere, a good break comes. Suddenly, your health improves. Out of the blue, you're able to pay your house off. Unexpectedly, a dream comes to pass. That's not a lucky break. That's not a coincidence. That's the commanded blessing on your life. Like a magnet, you're attracting the goodness of God. That's what it says in Deuteronomy 28. When you walk in God's ways, making pleasing Him your highest priority, all these blessings will chase you down and overtake you. I just think that's so apropos, right? Because we have these gang stalkers. We're being targeted by directed energy weapons. It's being fired on by integrated weapon systems 24 hours a day for decades, for years and years and years. And so this just popped out at me. It was like God saying, hey, man, I'm targeting you too. Like you're being targeted by this horrible thing. You live in this uncertain, evil time. And, I don't understand why it happened, right? I don't understand why this is going on, why evil has just like overtaken the world so much. But God still says, look, man, I'm targeting you too. So I really want to give you guys this message whenever God puts anything in my path. So all these blessings will chase you down and overtake you. One translation says, you will become a magnet for blessings. That means because you are honoring God right now, something is attracted to you. Not fear, sickness, depression, or bad breaks. And I think we all have those. We all have fear, sickness, depression, and bad breaks. Not even just bad breaks. Being targeted is like everything's a bad break, right? No, like a heat-seeking missile, favor is tracking you down. Promotion is headed your way. Divine connections are searching you out. You are attracting the goodness of God. Keep being your best. When I look back over my life, it is evident that most of the favor and most of the good breaks came to me. I didn't go after them. I was simply being my best, and God did more than I could ask or think. And that's really important too. Sometimes, I try really hard because, we're being tortured, so we have to try hard to get stuff done. But the most important thing is that we keep a steady heart and we keep our faith in God, and then He's going to track us down. He's going to put good stuff. And I know this is so horrible, the targeting and everything, but there's this balance. There's this balance, right? Just if we keep in faith and we keep being the best that we can be, even with this stuff, good is going to come into our path. Love. I don't know about money, right? I don't know about money and a bunch of riches and everything, but love and companionship and friendship and those things, they'll come to us. And hey, Autumn, so how you doing? Dave says you guys should watch the 2016 film Bug. Talks about brain chips which control people. Good film. Okay, Dave. Yeah, it's not like okay, no, I'm thinking of something else. Okay, 2016 film Bug. Let's all check that out. Jared Ritter says, I'm telling you, watch Dana Ashley's last video. It is awesome. Did you put it in the chat, Jared? Put that in the chat. It's good, but it's very concerning. It's really concerning, and I think the technology involved in this, I think the guy was really telling the truth, who she interviewed. Yeah, Autumn says, Kyle, I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Autumn. I'm hanging in there. A little bit tired, but, I put my grounding on today and I felt a little bit better. And then this, I want to read this because it's like, this has happened, guys. This has happened in my life so much, and I'm still targeted and things are very challenging, but we got to realize that every good person in the world is going through tyranny right now. Like, we're not alone. It feels like we're alone because people, don't openly talk about the horrible stuff that's being done to them in their lives a lot. Targeted individuals do because it's like a military targeting, right? But I think that a lot of people who aren't directly targeted like us, they're going through dark times too. So we're not that alone. These are very dark times in our world, very bad times for the human race, and really not good times for just people who are good. People who want to have a moral compass, want to do what's right, and don't want to do stuff just for money, but want to help people. They're targeted. They're targeted not only like we're targeted like TIs, but they're made fun of. They're thought of as fools. And then people who will do evil and just follow a chain of command, they're promoted. They're promoted so that it kind of gets the psychopaths rising to the top, right? Of like the military industrial complex and corporations and things like that. Okay, so where was I? Hold on, guys. Okay, I like it. I didn't go after them. I was simply being my best, and God did more than I could ask or think. I was content where I was behind the scenes, but when my father went to be with the Lord, this opportunity came looking for me. I never planned on doing it. It chased me down. God's dream for your life is so much bigger than your own. If you will keep being your best right where you are, you will come into favor, promotion, and opportunity bigger than you ever imagined. You won't have to go after it. It will come to you. Like a magnet, you'll draw it in. When I was in my early 20s, I walked into a jewelry store and met Victoria for the first time. Like a magnet, she couldn't keep her hands off me. That's my side of the story anyway. So that's Joel Osteen's wife. We went out on our first date and had so much fun. It was at the Compact Center where we now have our services. The next week, she invited me to come to her house and have dinner. We laughed and had a great time. I called her the next day at work to thank her, but she was busy and not able to talk. I called her that evening at home and she wasn't there. I called her the next day and the next day and the next and the next, but she was always either busy or not available. For some reason, she couldn't talk. Finally, I got the message. She's avoiding me. She doesn't want to see me, I thought. That's fine. I won't call her anymore. About 2 weeks later, I was sitting in a little diner eating breakfast early one morning all by myself, and Victoria came walking in. She saw my car out in the parking lot, came in and sat at the table and said, "Joel, I'm so sorry I keep missing all of your calls." She came back to her senses and came looking for me. Again, that's my side of the story. In reality, she ate breakfast and then made me pay for it. Friends. God has the right people in your future. When you honor God, the person He has designed for you, the right one, will come across your path as though drawn by a magnet. You don't have to worry. You don't have to play games and try to convince somebody to like you. If they don't like you, let them go. If they don't celebrate you and see you as a gift, as a treasure, as one of a kind, move forward. Don't hang on to people who are not attracted to you. The right person will not be able to live without you. The one whom God designed for you will think you're the greatest thing in the world. You keep being your best right where you are, honoring God, and God will do for you what He did for me. He'll cause you to be at the right place at the right time. Those divine connections will come across your path. And I say this, guys, like not even like that last line, those divine connections will come across your path. I don't say even because we're targeted, those things will happen. I say especially because we're targeted, those things will happen. So y'all see what I'm saying? Because this horrible stuff is happening in our life, if we stay faithful and we stay good, those things are definite things, those good things. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I have some hopelessness about like how bad things are going to get with this technology and people, having shit hooked to them and stuff hooked to them and war and things like that. We can't control that, but we can control being our best and good people coming into our path and having good times, even in this horrible darkness, right? And so I want to read this a little section right here. The things God has in your future are going to boggle your mind. The things God has in your future are going to boggle your mind. And I'll tell you what, guys, everything that has helped me in my targeting was really bizarre. Like it was like if I was like saying, oh, well, this good thing's going to come along and I expect it to be like this. No, it was every good thing was like, whoa, it was out of left field. Dave Case's CD, certain people that came into my life, and it was just like, wow, that happened really weirdly. It was a weird thing. You're not expecting it, right? So it's almost like we can't be on the lookout for it. We just have to be our best. We just have to be our best. Sometimes it's just going to come out of left field, but take that opportunity. Don't say, oh, well, you know, that's not for me, or, you know, be ready to take those opportunities. It will happen at the exact right time. What God has planned for you is much bigger than anything you've ever dreamed. If God were to show you right now where he's taking you, the favor, the promotion, the influence, it would boggle your mind. I think it would boggle our mind, right? Because we're all going through hell. We're all going through this targeting hell. We're like, how can this get better? It seems to get worse. I mean, like in my circumstance, I'm very grateful. I found defenses and things like that. I know that some of you guys, like, you're like, I haven't found anything that works. You know, you gotta try some things, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, but I mean, I know that this is like really, really horrible, but that's the thing about good things boggling our mind, right? We got to be prepared for it. We got to be our best, and we got to be ready for love to cross our path, for good to cross our path. You know, we're surrounded by strategic gang stalking, weapon systems targeting us. So we start being like, oh, nothing good's going to come along. And we don't even try anymore, right? So if that happens, then those things may not happen. So it's like we've got to keep this attitude of something good's going to come along. Keep that hope, right? We have to, guys. And I know it's not going to be perfect all the time. We're you know, probably a lot of us, even me, you know, I'm really tired, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to go on. A lot of hopeful stuff coming up, but just, you know, your individual situation gets really kind of hopeless. I have some hopeful things, some hopeless things. They kind of mix in together, but we got to keep yourself focused on those hopeful things that are coming along. So you may think, as I did, that you're not the most qualified. You don't have the personality or the talent. That's okay. It's not going to happen just because of your talent, your personality, or your hard work. It's going to happen because of the commanded blessing on your life. God's anointing on you is more important than your talent, your education, or what family you come from. You could have less talent, but with the favor of God, you will go further than people who have much more talent. You may not see, excuse me, guys. You may not see how this can happen. It doesn't seem possible. I think a lot of us are saying that right now. Probably a lot of you guys who are in chat or are watching this video afterwards are like, Kyle, you're insane. This is hell, and it doesn't seem like it's getting better. But I'm telling you guys, I've experienced it. I haven't experienced like the targeting going away, but I've experienced miracles in this. And it's like even today, you know, I was like sitting there and I'm in a bad mood. You know, even though I have some good stuff going on, I'm like in a bad mood, and I'm like, oh man, I went to Walmart, which is like, wow. It's like, if this is the people that we got, the good people who are trying to fight all this really, really complicated weaponry and tyranny from the military industrial complex, I was like, we're doomed. You know, we are so doomed. Oh my God, Walmart. But that's how these miracles happen. That's how these good things happen. You're not expecting them, but do expect them. You know, do expect good things. Be like, oh man, well, I feel real bad right now. You may have some bad days, but then when something good comes along, enjoy that. You know, it's kind of like, that's how life is. Life is a roller coaster. And I think that in these really weird, bizarre times with this evil stuff, it gets even more roller coastery, you know. But that doesn't mean you can't have any good in your life, and that God is not targeting you for greatness, for something good in your life, for love, you know. Okay, you may not see how this can happen. It doesn't seem possible, but you don't have to figure it out. If you'll just keep being your best right where you are, getting to work on time, doing more than you have to, being a person of excellence and integrity, the right people will find you and the right opportunities will track you down. So Jared Ritter says, God is good all the time. Amen. Amen. That drunk ninja says, I think they will start a giant war. In the middle of the war, they will bring out this tech to find enemy spies, and by the time it's over, the word would just accept it. The world will just accept it as nominal. Yeah, there will be a point, you know, I think in the very near future, there's going to be a point where this technology, people are like, oh yeah, we knew that. Nobody's going to admit like, oh my gosh, when those people, those targeted individuals were talking about, getting, tortured and murdered, we didn't speak up for them, we didn't help them. They're just going to be like, oh yeah, we knew that, So, I mean, that's kind of how Autumn says, Kyle, you are right. We must have faith. We have to. I'm going through this just like you guys, and sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes it's impossible to be happy, right? It's not impossible to have faith, but sometimes it's impossible to be happy and to be like, oh, things are going to turn out good, right? Sometimes it's just not possible. Things are too bad. The pain is too bad. Weapons being shot at you, your spine and your head, or wherever your attacker shoots you. It's just like, man, this is not good right now, and I can't feel very hopeful. But that doesn't mean you can't have faith, because faith comes from not your brain. It actually can't come from your brain, right? Like in these times, my brain, I have to kind of stop thinking and use this and use stuff I don't understand, right? Use the neurons in my heart, but also use spiritual things, quantum connections to God, maybe even sciences that we, haven't found out yet. We got to tap into those things, because this is going to say, oh my God, this is not doable, and this is impossible, and this is not going to get better, it's going to get worse, right? So sometimes we got to, and especially because we're, getting remote neural manipulation, we're getting behavioral control, so it's even worse, right? It's even worse than if your body was being tortured and you had your own brain. It would still be kind of negative, right? But this is like they're twisting thoughts, twisting thoughts into a negative pattern. So there's something else, and you can always have faith with that something else that we don't understand completely, which is God to me, So where was, okay. Now, don't be frustrated if it doesn't happen on your timetable. This is great. I read the first part of it, and I was just like, I'm going to read the rest. This is it, guys. When I ask God, I say, God, give me a sign. Just give me something. Here it is. This book was in the mail room. It was right there. And I just picked it up and I turned to this, and it's kind of like God going, I know this is a time period where things are horrible and evil is doing this. And like, I don't know, God doesn't really explain that to me. He doesn't really talk to me, it's more of a feeling, a connection. But he says, look, man, I'm targeting you too. That was the biggest thing that I heard in my heart, was I'm targeting you too. I know these people are targeting you all the time. I know that all these other target individuals are in pain, but you need to tell them that I'm targeting them too. And I don't mean like God's targeting you with weapons or God's targeting me like with lightning, but I'm talking about targeting you with good stuff. I think everybody gets that, right? I don't want anybody to get that confused. Like I'm saying, oh, God's targeting you with, with directed energy or something like that. I really like this. Okay, so now don't be frustrated if it doesn't happen on your timetable. You have to pass some tests. You have to prove to God that you'll be faithful right where you are. If you're not faithful in the wilderness, how can God trust you to be faithful in the promised land? You have to keep a good attitude when you're not getting your way. You have to be your best when you're not getting any credit. Do the right thing when it's difficult. That's when your character is being developed. If you pass these tests, you can be certain God will get you to where you're supposed to be. The right people are in your future. So are the right opportunities, the good breaks, the wisdom, the contracts, the houses. God said, no good thing will he withhold because you walk uprightly. So that's really important, right? We have to walk uprightly, even when we're not like getting what we want, and it's so hard. As long as we stand upright and we have faith, even if this is negative, even if our body's not doing good, if we just say, okay, that's happening, but I'm still going to be the best I can with this bad, and then good things can come. God's going to bring you good things. I've experienced this, guys. I've experienced like these miracles, and I think there's bigger ones to come, right? And like I said, you know, I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope for humanity. I don't know what the future holds. Like I don't know. None of us really do. But I know that we can have great things in our life. I know we can do great things in our life. I know we can be very positive people and change other people's lives, and even, I mean, and help heal people, help heal suffering. I mean, isn't that the greatest thing in life, right? I think that we're all, you know, even me, by the world. We're conditioned by evil, the inverted nature of the world, where it's like money is important, big house is important, that's your worth. Example, even on YouTube, it's like, oh man, you got 100,000 subscribers, it means you're good, it means you're a success, right? Oh, Kyle, you got 2,500 subscribers, that means you're a loser or whatever. And I don't believe that at all, but I'm just saying, the way that the world is inverted and puts value in things, we have got to throw that off. We've got to throw that off. We've got to see value in what God sees value in, and then we'll have enough. We'll find things in our life, and I know for some of you guys it may seem impossible. You may be living in your car, you may be living in your car on the street, and it's just like, this cannot turn out good. And I can't speak to every situation, but I really do think if you just stay your best, stay in faith, good things will come along, give you a leg up. Maybe you won't go from being homeless to having a mansion, right? But you may go from homeless and getting an opportunity to make money, or somebody coming into your life and really helping you, you know. Okay, so I've learned that in a split second, one touch of God's favor can take you further than you could go in your whole lifetime on your own. It's so true. It's so true. Like, I mean, I've worked sometimes so hard and tried so hard and just not really felt like I'm getting anywhere. And then, like, one thing comes along and just changes everything. And I'm prepared for it now. Like, it's why I push so hard, guys, on some of these defenses that may not be 100%. I want to push y'all to try some of them, because you get a taste of that hope, right? Maybe your targeting doesn't completely go away, but it's like, ooh, this can be effective. It's that leg up, and then you feel it. You feel that miracles can happen in increments, right? In increments, things can be turned around. The tables can be turned on evil, PA says, Autumn, thank you for your last video. I'd seen part of that before, but not all of it. I watched it all. It explained a few things for again. Thank you. Yeah, and everybody check out Autumn's channel. Autumn has an awesome channel. I haven't seen that. I got to go watch that video. And guys, I want to remind y'all, if you have a channel, like if you have a YouTube channel, like videos on your channel and stuff like that, please promote it in the chat room. So TIs, I'm going to ask TIs with channels to promote their channels in the chat room, so then you can go to them, because we got to kind of self-promote. I don't think YouTube is sharing our videos to everybody. I think they're definitely not. I think that we're pretty much considered conspiracy theorists and borderline content. And I think I want to read through YouTube's guideline of what is censored, what is not able to be monetized, so we can kind of get an idea of that. It's pretty ludicrous. Like, it's very, very ludicrous. I think that even sometimes it's like, I can be making a video where I'm just like, oh, I'm being tortured because I'm a targeted individual, and saying the word tortured, it's considered a type of violence. So that can be actually censored. Like, it's so, the censorship is just so ridiculous. If you watch Dana Ashley's last video, she's very smart and she knows the rules. So she tries to go around them so she can get important information out. And you'll watch, she can't say certain words. She has to actually put them up, on the screen. It's incredible. I may actually, I'll do a video on that. I had to rebuy, I had to just renew my screen sharing stuff, not Zoom, but my screen sharing stuff. I guess I bought it for a year, and it's been a year. So I had to pay $70 that I don't have to renew that. So then I've also got to do some live stream stuff. But anyway, that'll come later. Okay, so I've learned that in a split second, one touch of God's favor can take you further than you could go in your whole lifetime on your own. Quit thinking. Okay, no, not just quit thinking. Hold on. Quit thinking I'm getting further behind. I'll never accomplish my dreams. No, God has explosive blessings in your future. He has blessings that will thrust you years and years ahead. Like, and that's a feeling that we get, right? That's a feeling that I get a lot. So I know that you guys do too, where I'm like, so much wasted time. This has wasted so much time when I needed to be starting a family, when I needed to be building a career. How can I get back into those things? I've lost so much time. And my body's been worn down. So how, people, like, I'm so worn down that people are going to be like, that's just who he is. He's just worn down. And they're not going to know everything that I went through, right? I think we all get that feeling. But with God, that doesn't matter. It's on his timetable, and it can be this miraculous thing where it's like all this bad stuff added up to where there's a point where good stuff happens because you went through that. It wouldn't have, the good stuff that you can't even imagine wouldn't have even happened unless you went through this stuff. So just let's all remember, and I'm telling myself this, let's remember the miraculous nature of life. We've got to remember that God's in control. And guys, I'm not saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I could get cancer in a week. I could find out I had cancer or something, but I would have lived a good life and helped people. We just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know God's entire plan, but we got to stay in faith because the tables can turn very rapidly. And it won't seem like wasted time, right? It won't seem like wasted time when you get something incredible in your life that you wouldn't have ever gotten to without this stupid targeting and these people with the weapon systems, right? I know it's hard to believe sometimes, but we've got to pump ourselves up and be positive and be ready for positive things so that we can be more assertive, we can be more confident in who we are, not let these people get us down because they want us to feel like we're the bad guys, and we're being called terrorists and stuff like that. We got to stay positive because we are special. God has put you in this situation. He put you in this situation. He knows you're hardcore. Like, he knows you're hardcore. You say, Joel, this all sounds good, but I don't really have the talent. I don't know the right people. I don't have the money. That's what I say, except I have a lot of talent. I'm just joking. I don't have much talent. So Joel, this all sounds good, but I don't really have the talent. I don't know the right people. I don't have the money. I would say, that's what I would sound like. That's okay. God does. There are good breaks right now that have your name on them. There are contracts, buildings, and businesses that have your name on them. There are ideas, inventions, books, movies, and songs that have your name on them. As you keep honoring God, being your best, like that magnet, you're going to draw in what already has your name on it. When is this going to happen? At the exact right time. If it hasn't happened yet, don't get discouraged. God knows what he's doing. If it would have happened earlier, it wouldn't have been the best time. Just keep being faithful right where you are and keep living with this attitude that something good is coming your way. I think that's a really good thing, guys. Let me read that again. And let's all meditate on that because it's really important. Okay, so God knows what he's doing. If it would have happened earlier, it wouldn't have been the best time. Just keep being faithful right where you are and keep living with this attitude that something good is coming your way. We've got to keep the attitude that something good is coming our way, that breaks are coming along, the defenses, and I've experienced some of these defenses, guys, mixing and matching them and stuff like that. The other stuff besides defenses too. And I do want to just mention, like, I'm not talking about being still and not taking action. None of this is about that. We need to take action, but it's about being still in your soul, being like, oh man, I'm doing all this work and it's not really getting me as far along as I can, or these defenses aren't really helping as much as I want them to, which my defenses really are. I'm getting a lot of help from them. Still, my attackers do amp things up sometimes. But if you are thinking that way, you're like, man, I'm working so hard on defending and stuff like that, and it's just not it's not moving me further along. Just keep that positive thinking of something. I'm going to have a break, and just keep close to God. Keep close to God. I'll tell you what, it's the truest connection. Something I don't understand and can't explain with science, but we do have a connection to our Creator, to something outside of this universe, and something that flows through it. And so if you just keep close to that, and you're like, okay, I got to go through this. This is the time period. Yeah, and Autumn says, keep being faithful. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's, I forgot what else I was going to say, but that, yeah, that kind of sums it up right there. When you do that, you're going to draw in like a magnet what already has your name on it. There's healing with your name on it. If you're single, there's a spouse with your name on him or her. If you're believing to have a child, there's a baby with your name on him or her. God has already chosen them to be yours. There's a business with your name on it. There's a #1 movie with your name on it. There's an invention that will touch the world with your name on it. So the next thing is dream big, believe big, pray big. And I think for us, dreaming big and praying big is saying, God, in this program, you know, our dreaming big is we can end this program. We can stop this torture. We can do this, right? And then I don't know. We've got to think that way, and I don't know how things are going to work out. I know that this program will end, pretty soon in the next couple of years, but I can't say like, oh, in the next year it'll end, right? But if we think big and dream big, our actions are going to be big, right? Our actions are going to be big. We're going to be confident and like, man, I'm talking about this stuff because it's really happening, and we can end it. And we can end this program. We can end injustice in the world. If enough good people know, we get them out of there, get those normal people out of there, head down in the sand like ostriches because they're scared. We've got to be big. We've got to be positive. Like and I understand it's not fair. It's not just. We're being murdered. We should have doctors helping us and police helping us, but that's not how it works. This works. We're going to have to go a lot of the way and be positive. And, I'll just say, I'll be the nerd that I am and be Jedi. We're going to have to be Jedi or superheroes. We got to be more, right? We got to be more than just regular people who, go to work and, oh, well, I'm just normal. We've got to be more. And we need God for that. We definitely need God for that. So dream big, believe big, pray big. I know you are a strong, powerful magnet. You are very close to attracting that for which you've been praying and believing. You've honored God. You've been faithful. Now God is about to send a blessing in your life. It's going to be bigger than you imagine. When you meet that person, they're going to be better for you than you ever dreamed. You waited a long time, but when they show up, you're going to say, you were well worth the wait. Well, Joel, you're just getting my hopes up. You're right. You can't have faith if you don't first have hope. Ooh, I got the goosebumps. I got goosebumps. I don't get goosebumps a lot, guys, because my nervous system's been so messed up, but that just gave me goosebumps, so I'm going to read it again. Well, Joel, you're just getting my hopes up. You're right. You can't have faith if you don't first have hope. Now think about that. Think about that. Why do these evil people at the top of the pyramid and these evil people doing this stuff and the gang stalking, why do they want to take our hope? Just think about it. They want to take our faith. People without faith, people without hope are easily controlled. So, I feel like even as targeted individuals, we may be in a better circumstance than some of these people who are not being directly targeted, and they're so scared and they are so without hope and they are so without faith. They're maybe even more controllable than us, and that's on purpose. That's on purpose, that the top of the pyramid and the way this system is built, it wants to take people's hope away so it can control them, so it can make them do what it wants them to do, so we can't ever give up on faith and hope. So hope first, then faith, or both at the same time. It's easy to get stuck in a rut thinking, God has been good to me. I have a good family. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. But you haven't seen anything yet. You haven't scratched the surface of what God has in store. Some of you are going to write a book. I think a lot of us could write a book. I think a lot of you guys in the chat right now or watching this video, you got a story to tell. You have a story to tell. Now, how you tell it, that's up to you, right? You tell this story, this most important story that's happening in the world right now, right? Because this is maybe the most terrible thing that's ever happened in human history. You have a story, and you don't have to necessarily tell it on YouTube. You don't necessarily have to write a book, but you do have to tell the story. You know, it's very, very important. I don't. That was a little part of it that he's just making an example, but I just wanted to say that I think that most of the people who watch my videos, you could write a book about how insane all this is. You know, being targeted by these weapons and the gang stalking and stuff like that. So, um, so the idea will come to you. So some of you are going to write a book, a movie, or a song that will touch the world. The idea will come to you. You don't have to go after it. That's something that I've got to really work on. I'm a try hard, right? Since I've been targeted, I was never try hard before my targeting or before I knew I was targeted. And you know, when you're feeling so physically ill, and so you try hard. I gotta really try hard. And some things I try so hard that it just doesn't work out the way I do. So I really am trying to balance trying hard and working hard with letting go. You know, letting go in the right ways, and that's when God comes into my life the most. When I let go. Oh, my hearing aid. I got the hearing aids in and the transcranial stimulation, which works very, very well. But it's a lot of crap around my ears. Okay, let's see. You don't have to go after it. Some of you are going to start a business that will become a global force. Some of you are going to have a ministry that will shake nations. Some of you will raise a child who will become a president or a world leader, a history maker. The things God has in your future are going to boggle your mind. And I believe that. Like, I believe that. I think that even if I, like, say I got cancer or found out I had cancer in the next upcoming month and I did pass away, there's something still in that future because energy never dies, right? There is something after this life. I think that I think a lot, you know, I don't know God's plan for all of us. I can't say God's plan for all of us, but like if you stay in faith and you stay with God, it's going to boggle your mind, the good things that can come even with this horrible stuff, right? And it's not going to be perfect, you know. Like today I was walking out and I was really angry about some gang stalking and just the whole day really negative, you know, really negative. But then it's like, oh, let me do something positive. And you know, it's this balance. You'll find things. God will, in his timing, in his perfect timing, right? We want things now. Like I want to heal right now. I want this program over right now. But maybe if it ended right now, I wouldn't become who God wanted me to be, right? And that's so weird, and I don't know how to explain it. And everybody's situation is different, but that is just so true. Like, it's just so true that you sometimes have to go through these negative things in life, and you don't understand them. But it's like Captain Kirk says, I think it was the third Star Trek movie. He said, and that's my PS4 turning off. He said, you know, somebody said, would you take away your scars? Would you take away all the pain you've gone through in your life if you were given that choice, to Captain Kirk? And he said, no, our scars are what make us who we are. There's an integral part of who we are. So just think about that, you know. Some of you will raise a child who will become a president or a world leader, a history maker. The things God has in your future are going to boggle your mind. It's like nothing you've seen before. God has raised you up to take new ground for the kingdom, to go where others have not gone, where no man or woman has gone before. Dream big, believe big, pray big, make room for God to do something new in your life. If you would have told me years ago that one day I would be ministering around the world and have books translated into different languages, I would have thought, not me. I don't have anything to say, but God knows what he's put in you, the gifts, the talents, the potential. And I see that in all of you guys, like in all of you Target, I see potential. And sometimes it makes me mad. And in myself, I see this, and I see this in y'all, right? Wasted potential. Not because you're wasting it, not because I'm wasting it, but because our attackers are wasting our lives with us struggling against that. But that's not the right thought. Our right thought should be, this is what's happening. How can I be my best? What can I do about this? Because this is in my life. This, what is. It is happening, right? So we got to kind of get out of that mindset of, oh, my potential's wasted and I wanted this other life, right? I wanted this other life. It helps a lot to be like, what is. This is happening. And so how can I be my best? What can I do? And it'll help you to have so many blessings in your life. And I think that's how you get close with God. You're like, this is how it is. This is what's happening. It doesn't have to be this way forever. It doesn't have to be this bad forever. But thinking, oh, I wish I had that other life where this didn't happen, and I've just wasted all my potential. You have a lot of potential that you can use in this situation, you know. So you have seeds of greatness inside you. Doors are going to open that no man can shut. Doors are going to open that no man can shut. And I'd like to say no automated technology, no AI can shut. I think least of all, the automated technology and AI can stop. Talent is going to come out of you that you didn't know you had. God is going to connect you with the right people. He will present you with opportunities that will thrust you into a new level of your destiny. You don't have to worry about how it's all going to work out. And that's one of the things that I have a problem with. I'm like, I want to know, how is this program going to end, exactly what's going to happen, you know, all this stuff. It's like, and usually when there's like a solution for me, it's something I didn't see coming and I didn't expect at all. But I worked, you know, I worked and I helped people, you know, move forward and stuff like that. And then it's like, whoa, that thing that I never expected. That's how God works. God works in a way that this can't comprehend. It can't. You can do normal stuff and you can fight this stuff and you can get defenses and you know, hold your ground, steady yourself, get into a holding pattern, but you're not going to be able to see like the greatness that God has in store for you. Not with this. It's going to have to be from that soul connection to Him, and it's going to boggle the mind, right? The mind's not even going to be able to understand it. So talent is, God is going to connect you with the right people. He will present you with opportunities that will thrust you into a new level of your destiny. You don't have to worry about how it's all going to work out. God knows how to find you. What has your name on it? The real estate, the good breaks, the businesses, the favor will eventually find its way into your hands. Proverbs says it this way: trouble chases sinners while blessings chase the righteous. I don't know. You know, most targeted individuals are not sinners. This just happened. But, you know, I guess that's okay. Trouble chases sinners while blessings chase the righteous. I mean, we're all sinners, right? You are the righteous. Right now, favor is chasing you. Promotion is chasing you. Healing is chasing you. Healing is chasing you. Healing is chasing you. Healing is chasing you. I think that's a good mantra. Victory is coming your way. So, and this is the little thing up here. Doors are going to open that no man can shut. Talent is going to come out of you that you didn't know you had. And that's serious, because this is like really hardcore stuff, being hit with these weapon systems and stuff. Talents are going to come that you never thought, you know, you never thought you had. The strength that you never thought that you'd ever need, you know, much less have inside of you. So turn up the power. I read the titles on this, and my attackers always go, turn it up, because they amp up. They amp up the attacks. They amp up the V2K. Sometimes they'll amp up the external hits. And I just thought this was so apropos God targeting us. Like God was saying, oh, it's this stuff, and I'm not saying my life is perfect and just everything is so great. Most of the time I'm kind of negative from the targeting, but when you get that moment when something comes along and it's like God going, hey, hey, buddy, I'm targeting you too. Understand, it's a sick world. This is the time period that you live in. But this is when you were born, and I don't know how, maybe we agreed to do this before we came into this world, right? Maybe our soul self, maybe we from heaven decided that it was okay to go through this, right? I don't understand all that, but it's true. This is like, I gotta show it to y'all because this is like really real, and I don't understand it, and it's not scientific at all. But we need it. We need God. So turn up the power. Don't ever say, I'll never get out of debt. I'll never get married. I'll never be well again. So let's not say those things. Let's not speak them out into the world, even though it may feel like that sometimes, right? It may feel like that, but don't speak it out into the world. Do you know what that's doing? Demagnetizing your magnet. It's demagnetizing your magnet. It's taking away the attraction power. When I was a little boy, I used to play with a magnet. One day I discovered the magnet had lost its drawing power. I had left it by something that demagnetized it. It looked the same, but it wouldn't attract anything. In the same way, when we dwell on negative thoughts, can't do it, not able to, never going to happen, that is demagnetizing our magnet. You are taking away its power to pull in what belongs to you. And so we, as targeted individuals, if you have remote neural manipulation, we've got another layer in there, right? It's not always up to us to have negative thoughts. They're pushed in, right? So that takes away some of our power to attract good things in our life. We've got to ask God how to fight against those things, right? And I think that the best, we got to use practical defenses to cut off the connection so that our attackers can't just straight up negative, 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 and then it demagnetizes our magnetic power to attract good things in our life, right? We need God's help with that because we're dealing with a harder extra layer than normal people who may be a little bit negative, or something like that. We're dealing with like weaponized psychotronic weapons, reading and writing in our brain, right? So we're going to need to use some practical stuff to cut off that radio receiver signal, and then we start using our willpower to speak positivity. I can do this. I am. Healing is chasing me. God is helping me. Jesus Christ is healing me. Things like that. But we do need practical solutions, because if you're not using practical defenses, then your attackers are gonna keep putting negative things in your mind, and it's gonna wear you down, and it's gonna demagnetize your organic magnet of attraction to good things in life. So do you know what I'm doing today? I'm helping you to turn up the power on your magnet. When you realize God has put a commanded blessing in your life, and you go out each day with the attitude that something good is going to happen to you, that's when God can do the exceedingly abundantly above and beyond. Each of us can look back over our life and remember a time when we unexpectedly saw God's favor. You didn't go after it, it came after you. God has done it in the past, and the good news is He's not only going to do it again in the future, but what He's going to show you will make what you've seen pale in comparison. He has explosive blessings coming your way. They are going to thrust you to a level greater than you've imagined. You're going to look back and join me in saying, how in the world did I get here? How in the world did I get here? I'm not the most qualified or the most talented. I don't have all the experience. Or in our case, how did I get better from something where I felt like I was dying, and I felt like I couldn't defend this stuff, and I felt like my body wouldn't heal up and my mind would. How am I having good experiences now? How did God send this person in my life, right? So we've got to be ready for that. We've got to be positive, and like Autumn was saying, stay in faith. It can happen. Not everything's going to be perfect, right? We're going to have negative times. I'll probably make some more videos where I'm like cussing and angry, right? We're humans, right? We're not perfect angels. Well, some people are perfect angels. I'm not, though. You know, we're going to have bad negative times, but when we can control those positive thoughts and that attraction to good things, we got to do it as much as we can, because it's going to really balance out our life. We don't want to always be negative, right? Because just life just really sucks when everything is always negative. It adds to what your attackers are putting on you 24 hours a day, and then you're negative, and then it's the cycle of negativity. So we've got to like throw that monkey wrench in the spokes, get back into that positive cycle. God's going to need to help you do that. It's the only way, guys. It's the only way I've done anything in this. Like, the only way I've done anything positive is believing in a creator that gives me energy, that gives me power to do things, that can turn things, even when I feel like I have no energy. You know, God can insert that energy, right? You're connected to that. Hey, Badger, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. Dave says, Dave Rodriguez, I don't know, man. Fairly, I guess. Take a look on Google for it. I know eBay has it expensive, though. I'm not sure what y'all are talking about. The Drunken Ninja says they use resonance vibrations to get into my head, I think. I won't be able to stop it because everything vibrates. That's not true, Drunken Ninja. Like, a lot of, like, Dave Case's CD, because it's frequency, right? It's frequency. It's resonance, of course, but it's frequency. So you can block frequency, and also, this is the main thing, guys. You want to try and block as much as you can, but then you can interfere. You can interfere with the frequencies interacting with your vestibular system. So you can with Dave Case's CD, chaotic frequencies that are the same, this transcranial stimulation, it's interference into the vestibular system, the noise canceling hearing aids. You got to try some stuff. Try some stuff, Drunken Ninja. Just try some stuff. I know it's like, oh man, it feels like it's impossible to stop, but there is stuff, man. Yeah, Badger, good to see you, man. The Drunk Ninja says EMF paint will resonate with vibration, so it won't really help, I believe. I don't think so, Drunken Ninja. Autumn says they vibrate my heart too. It's painful, but sometimes my shielding helps. Yeah. Anybody where it feels like they're squeezing your heart, like it feels like it's kind of like you're like this part of your body, and you feel stuff down your spine, and then they start squeezing your heart. You definitely want to try Dave Case's CD for a while to make sure it's not remote neural manipulation, because it's either remote neural manipulation, frequency to the brain that's like squeezing your heart and giving you a heart attack feeling, or it's a stream right into the heart. But you want to use Dave Case's CD for a while so you can be like, okay, it's remote neural manipulation, or they're shooting an external beam. Because what I found is that, in that's the thing I didn't tell you all the other night. I stopped using Dave Case's CD, and I completely replaced it with the noise canceling hearing aids. In my attackers, like the noise canceling hearing aids take care of some of it. Dave Case's CD takes care of other parts of it. And when I didn't use Dave Case's CD for a week, my attackers started giving me the heart attack thing. So I got back and I started using Dave Case's CD for like 2 days straight, and that went away. So really, guys. Badger Report says, Dr. Barry Trower says that tinfoil is the worst thing you can do because it will make the frequencies actually resonate more. Yeah. It blocks and absorbs. So if you keep it away from the body, it does work kind of. But yeah, we got to find better stuff. We got to find better stuff than aluminum foil, you know. So, okay. So each of us can look back over our life and remember a time when we unexpectedly saw God's favor. You didn't go after it. It came after you. God has done it in the past, and the good news is he's not only going to do it again in the future, but what he's going to show you will make what you've seen pale in comparison. He has explosive blessings coming your way. They are going to thrust you to a level greater than you've imagined. You're going to look back and join me in saying, how in the world did I get here? I'm not the most qualified or the most talented. I don't have all the experience. You may not, but God does. He knows how to get you to where you're supposed to be. All through the day, make this declaration: I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. That's a good mantra too. All through the day, make this declaration: I am blessed. I believe today the power of your magnet is being turned up. Wow. Hey, you guys hear that? Do you hear that this article in the Joel Osteen and Abundant Life? Do you hear that? That's God talking to us right now. That's God talking to us. Listen to that. I believe today the power of your magnet is being turned up. What do people use a bunch for blocking EMF? Magnets. Magnets really work. Dude, this is just God saying, look, I'm targeting you guys also. I know that these jerks and these Satanists are targeting you too, and they're screwing up the world. Yeah, I gave them free will. Whoops. It's the only way things work is by giving you guys free will. But yeah, they really screwed things up. But look, y'all are good people, and this is a crappy time to live in, but I'm targeting you also. So really watch out for God targeting you in good ways, to counterbalance how awful and evil this stuff is. I always point that direction because the V2K sounds like it's coming from that direction. So I believe today the power of your magnet is being turned up. You're about to draw in good breaks, promotion, healing, favor, ideas, contracts, and creativity. God is about to release what already has your name on it. You're not going to have to go after it. It is going to come after you. It's going to be bigger than you imagined. It's going to happen sooner than you thought. You're about to step into the fullness of your destiny and become everything God has created you to be. So I really love this, guys. I just felt like it was God just saying, look, I'm targeting you also. I know some evil people are targeting you, but I really like that. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Let me read some of y'all's chats. I'm the one targeted to try and stop it. They have frequency extenders on the phone poles with the antenna pointing down. Why, if they have cell towers every half mile, they have them in my area? Yeah. They just use a lot of stuff. Healthy living and healthy living and other things. They use it's a grid, guys. So it's a grid. So they use ground radar, over the horizon radar, drones, microwave towers. 5G will be used for this. 5G will definitely be used for this. And you got satellite routes all the signals. And then our attackers are using remote platforms that are automated also. So it's this big grid where they use a bunch of things. So like if you're a targeted individual and you're like, hey, it's microwave towers. And then another targeted individual is like, no, it's drones. You're probably both right. You're probably both right, but they're used in different things, right? They're used in different layers of the attacks on us. Pretty unbelievable. But I hope that kind of boosted you guys today. I just wanted to do kind of a Sunday. When God puts something in front of me, I'm going to bring it to you guys because he's telling me to do that. He was like I didn't really want to make a video today. I was kind of feeling, just pretty low energy. This made me feel good, right? This stuff, when we talk about positive stuff, it kind of gets our energy up. But God was nudging me tonight. He was like, look, share this with people. Look, I showed it to you. You got to share it with people, right? And that's what I'd suggest for every targeted individual. If you have good things that happen in your life, good breakthroughs and stuff like that, don't keep them to yourself. When you share them with others, those breakthroughs, those great breakthroughs, they're going to help you even more. When you reach out to other targeted individuals, you're going to get help back. It's so necessary, guys. I know a lot of targeted individuals, like probably not a lot that watch my channel, but they try and take care of themselves, and they don't really want, they don't want to say if something works for defense or anything because they don't want it to stop working. I get that, but I think it's time now that if you can help other targeted individuals, do it. And you don't have to get on YouTube and do it. There's many other ways, many other ways. Hey, nobody, what you doing, man? All right, guys, I'm going to kind of close it out. It's been about an hour, but I hope that helps some of you guys. And I'll be doing some more stuff. Hey, Paul, how you doing, bro? So Paul says, I pray with all my heart and soul. Thank you, Paul. Drunken Ninja says, Dave, they are using something to open the mind and something to put the voice in the mind. I don't think you will be able to find the frequency. Yeah, they use a couple of layers. Voice skull type tech. Yeah, voice to skull, the main type they do is it's a frequency that it's probably pretty complicated. I don't think it just goes straight through the brain. I think it actually goes through the vestibular system. It heats up the brain. The brain actually thermally expands a little bit, and it's a signal. It's like a microwave signal. It's a basically audible thing. Like the attackers will speak into a microphone. Then there's something that what's the word? It changes it into a microwave frequency. Then that somehow goes to your brain through your vestibular system, which is probably a pretty complicated process. But then it expands the tissue. As the tissue cools, that signal goes to the inner ear. But that's not the only way, right? They can also do V2K by vibrations to the bone, bone conduction, and they can also do it through sounds. Like when I listen to Dave Case's CD, they will switch from microwave hearing to voice induction through the sound of the CD. So they've got a whole little bag of tricks, you know. Autumn says, Kyle, thank you very much. Great help. We've got to have faith. Yeah, Autumn. Thanks for coming too. I'm gonna make some of you other guys moderators. PA, I'm gonna make you moderator so we can just have some more people. I don't really, I guess I don't have much trouble in my chat room often. I'm pretty thankful for that. I'm gonna make you moderator, PA. Drunk Ninja, I'm gonna make you moderator. I'll make some of you other guys moderators later. All right, guys. I love y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. If you're not, I'm telling you, a lot of the defenses that I'm using work very good and just switching them around. But I do want to tell y'all that I didn't say it the other night because I just don't want to give y'all as attackers ideas. But stop using Dave K's CD for like a week to just focus on the noise canceling hearing aids and my appetite. My attackers had affected my appetite. They were squeezing my heart, and they were giving me just a way more intense depression feeling. But the noise canceling hearing aids were taking care of pain on this side of my body. So there's some different things going on, right? And different defenses kind of affect different layers of the targeting. But if y'all are getting the heart thing, please just try Dave Case's CD for like a week. Just listen to it when you're like like that. If it doesn't go away, like if it doesn't at least affect it within a week, then it's probably an external, hit in the heart. But I think that they do most of the heart palpitations through the brain, through the remote neural manipulation. Yeah, PA says, thanks, Kyle, for the encouragement and information. Thanks for coming, PA. And I hope you're doing well, brother. Lisa Marie Tattersall says, yes, thanks, Kyle. So wise and comforting. Yeah, I love Joel Osteen. I know that some Christians maybe think that he's not doing the right thing or something like that. But I see a wisdom in prosperity preaching because he's bringing people in. He's saying people care about, good things happening in their life. So that's what he focuses on, opening the door for them to have their own journey with God, right? So I really like Joel Osteen, and that just jumped out at me. That just jumped out at me. All the wording and stuff, like God is targeting us, we're magnets and stuff like that. It was just like, it was really God going, hey, I'm targeting you also, and I'm all powerful, right? Like the world works in a certain way that I don't understand, but God nudges me from time to time, and he's like, I'm all powerful. Look, this can turn around in a second. Like you feel like you're dying. You feel like you're not going to ever get fixed and healed, but that's not the truth. That's what your attackers want you to believe. That's what this evil system wants you to believe. But we are more than just flesh and blood. We are more than just flesh and blood. And that's a fact. And I don't know how to scientifically prove that, but I feel it. Hey, Future Knowledge, got here late, just woke up. Yeah, I'm closing it out, Future. So just go back and watch it. It's good. It's good. It was something from this. This was in my mail room where you go get the mail, and I opened it to something that's really good. So go back and watch it, Future Knowledge, and it'll hopefully it'll inspire you, or watch it. You know, watch it whenever. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I love y'all. I'll probably be doing some more informational videos coming up. Like I want to get a lot of stuff like the directed energy conference and stuff like that. I'm going to kind of go back to that, try and balance it. But that's probably what I'm going to have coming up. You know, when I get my energy, this stuff gets my energy up, like getting inspired and saying, and we just got to, even if we feel bad, because I felt pretty bad when I started making this video. But when I started getting into it, started getting goosebumps, and all you guys, you know, y'all are feeling good too. So we need this stuff. We need inspiration. We need hope. You know, we need to get moving on the hope thing. And a lot of you guys are doing that already. But all right, guys, I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Later's Drunken Ninja. Just keep going. Try some things. Dave Case's CD. Dave Case's CD, Grounding. The Less EMF headgear. Robert Stanton has the Magneto helmet. It's too expensive for me right now. There's some solutions. So, you know, look around and just try some cheap stuff. I'd start with Dave Case's CD, guys. Like, it's free. You just pay for shipping. You get the cost headphones. I really, really suggest that every targeted individual, if you are being attacked with directed energy weapons, get Dave Case's CD. Use it for 2 weeks. See what it affects. See what it affects and see what it does not affect. Then you'll know more about what's happening to you, right? So, all right, guys, I love y'all. Good night, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one.